Alexandra Phillips.
Like a blind date introduction. I'm not here for that, believe me. Well, you guys all seem really nice and normal. I was expecting little horns and cloven hooves. I mean, I know I've got leopard print shoes, and it's pretty much the same thing, right? But, you know, how did we get here? How did this room of people end up so demonized? It's 4 decades of unrivaled propaganda from Brussels. I mean, the myths that they spread, the fear that they build, that they're the absolute and without them we'll crumble. I'm here to help you guys set the record straight. It's great. Okay. Now let's start with our young people. I mean, all of those brave enough to turn around and say they support Brexit are going to face a tough time, aren't they? So we got to help them out a bit. They say we're stealing their futures by taking the UK out of the EU. Hold on a minute. Aren't we not giving our leaders of tomorrow complete control over their own destiny? Would they rather, the architects of the Eurozone crisis that saw millions of young people put out of work in the Mediterranean, do they want them to run their country for them, make their decisions? What about studying in European universities? They won't get to do that anymore. But hold on, no, it's okay. Erasmus has 34 member countries and 22 partner countries. That's a lot more than 28 member states. It should be 27, by the way, we know that. And let's not forget, of course, the Large Hadron Collider, the European Centre of Nuclear Research. That's 200 meters underground, below Switzerland. If it's not the universities, we're going to be sending them back up chimneys, right? Because, as the Labour Party say, if we're not in the EU, our labour rights are going to go right down. We actually have some of the best welfare standards, the best working standards, brilliant animal welfare standards for those who care about that, in Europe. And actually, with the freedom to make our own rules and build our own economy and control our labour market, we can actually be an exemplar to the rest of the continent and get those standards even higher. Now, my final topic, which is my #1 favourite topic, is trade. I became a Eurosceptic living in Africa. I'm representing right now cultural appropriation. A friend in Kenya made me this, and I love it. But you know, this whole idea of being in a customs union, that is a nightmare. It's awful. The way that trade is done internationally has not changed since colonial times. We see 30,000 corporate lobbyists representing companies like Nestle and Pfizer in Brussels, in the corridors of power, making the decisions, allowing the EU to trample over the developing world just to big up their profit margins. Brussels is a one-stop shop for the corporate cartel of big business and big banking. But you know what? The UK is in a unique position, isn't it? 5th largest economy in the world, pivotal in the Anglosphere, and with the wonderful network of the Commonwealth Group of Nations. If any country can lead by example and take the opportunity that Brexit will give, not just to improve lives in the UK, but actually let Britain lead the way in lifting other people out of poverty, with real free trade, real respect. We might be leaving the EU, but we are opening ourselves up to the rest of the world. Thank you.
Okay, just go the other side of Robert.